Hello everyone and welcome to your reading. Spirit has brought you to this reading because something has been bothering you. Something feels off, something doesn't feel right. Some of you may have an idea of what it's about. Others of you, it's like you can't quite put your finger on it. And you also go back and forth of, is this my intuition, my internal guidance? Or is this my fear or some sort of insecurity? So, Spirit has brought you to this reading to help you understand the energies that are around you, and if it is your intuition or your fear-based energies that are in a struggle trying to guide you and lead you. So, look at the cards before you and decide which one you feel most drawn into, most connected to. I will start with the first card. There are timestamps listed for all of them below. Hello to everybody who chose the first card. Let's get into your message and see what Spirit has to say. Is your intuition guiding you, or is it your fear-based energies from, unresolved things of the past? So let's get into it. Let's see what your card says. All right, so we have the Elephant Spirit and a message of learn from the past. All right, so there's definitely energies around you at present that are connected to the past, or it's a very similar set of circumstances of something that you've experienced in the past. And right now, it's hard for you to relax, for you to feel comfortable, because you're kind of teetering back and forth between, is this something that I need to just run away from because it's reminding me of the past and it's going to be the same thing over again? So, is that fear or is that intuition telling me to do that? But what I'm getting, the answer here is you need to make a different choice than you made in the past. There's no reason to have fear at all. I'm just really getting that whatever this is, make a different choice this time around than you did in the past. Handle things differently this time around than you did in the past. And you can't go wrong. This message is so interesting. It's if you don't make a different choice, that's when negative things would happen, negative things would occur. So it is your intuition speaking to you. But what it's telling you is, if you make a different choice this time around, you are going to have a different outcome. But if you make the same choice, or you go about things in the same capacity, even if it's a different set of circumstances this time, a different person this time, you'll get the same results as you did in the past. Let's pull some more cards for you. This is a lesson you don't need to repeat. You've learned. And I feel this is unfolding on your path right now to prove it to yourself, if that makes sense. Moon. Take note of intuitive messages. Wow. See, your intuition is speaking to you. But your fear, I feel, is distorting the message. Oracle, wait for important information. And see, listen, you're getting an oracle reading right now, aren't you? Oh my goodness. You have nothing to fear. Your intuition is speaking to you. Okay, there is some fear-based energy because you don't want a repeat of the past. And Spirit's saying to you now, if you make a different decision this time around, you're going to have a vastly different outcome. You have nothing to fear. And don't overanalyze. Really try to disconnect from your thoughts, from your emotions, like go into a bit of a meditation. There's a lot to choose from on YouTube to really connect in with your spirit, and the answers may come in that moment in that meditation, and if they don't, they'll come very soon after. And no longer analyze, because your intuition is guiding you, and what your intuition, the choice your intuition is telling you, the opposite of what you did last time, may not be the choice that you in your mind or in your heart want to make. And that's why there's that conflict. If that applies to you, receive that, because Spirit is promising you, make the opposite choice this time of last time, and you will get the outcome you desire. Somehow, some way. But if you do exactly what you did before, it's not going to work out. And that's the fear that you feel. That's what you're trying to be steered away from, is making the same choice again or handling something the same way again. No, go the other way. Even if the opposite of what you did before is harder or not exactly what you want, or you fear the outcome of that, Spirit says go the opposite way this time, and that is what is going to give you your outcome. And from after you watch this reading, Spirit will give you some sort of sign, synchronicity, confirmation. Yes, see the Hangman coming out in this position. You've learned this lesson. You do not need to go through it again. Really trust. And you have the strength and the power. See, even if it's a hard choice, make the choice that you know is the right one. Because look at that. You can't go wrong. In the past, yeah, there was friction, there was conflict. It brought you a lot of sadness. But what's coming is stability. And you need some rejuvenation. Yeah, see, and there is a lot of fear inside of you with that Five of Pentacles. And then we have the Two of Wands, the Queen of Cups. Oh yes, see this as the outcome. This Page of Wands in that position. Okay. So first and foremost, you really do need relax, take a break, recharge your energy. Your intuition has been trying to tell you everything is going to be just fine. You've just got to make a different choice. And yes, you do have the mental, the emotional, the spiritual strength within you to make a different choice this time, even if you fear hurting somebody's feelings, or you fear it will end a relationship, a connection, a situation. It doesn't matter. Your soul knows. You've already gone through the lesson in the past, and you're the experience, the sadness of it. That energy is transformed into wisdom. And it's through your intuition that wisdom is speaking to you. And it's telling you to go in a certain direction, but you're afraid. You don't want to make the wrong choice. You don't want to hurt anybody. You don't want to screw yourself up, you know? You truly, genuinely, from your soul, want to make the right choice, want to do the right thing here. And even here, you know, the energy around you, it's a choice that you have to make. But you already know. And you've got to trust. You've got to trust. Because you know what doesn't work. You know what choices and actions led to dissatisfaction in the past. And so now you know what choices to make this time around. And then look at, this is like the phoenix rising from the ashes. Okay? You're renewed. And there's a new sense of purpose, of optimism within you. You're being divinely guided. And also coming through as a page like this, there's a new path before you. Don't go along with something just because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. You don't want them to feel bad. If it's truly taking from you too much, it's going to put you in a bad place. You know, it's good to give and share, but if you give beyond capacity, or you give to the point that it truly interferes with your own needs and comfort, then it becomes destructive. Giving can be very destructive and toxic if it's too much, if it costs you too much, if it's truly to the detriment to you in any capacity. You know, and I'm not saying everything's easy, but when you really have to self-sacrifice, or the quality of your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health is starting to decline, you've got to realize, you've got to open your eyes. You've got to have boundaries. There's only so much you can give. There's only so much you can do. And you've got to trust the universe. Because I'm seeing this as the choice that you need to make is about the preservation of you. What's best for you? What's good for you? Yes, see, Eight of Cups. It's like you've got to walk away from something, because look at that. It's just, nothing's growing. You're not getting anything from this. And here's a King of Cups. You got the Queen of Cups up there. For some of you, this absolutely could be a very specific relationship in your life. Whether this is a person, a job, a situation, a way of being, you know, it's different for all of you. It is time to walk away. You really do need to recharge, refresh. That is a very strong message from Spirit. And to me, that's the answer your intuition has been giving you, is to walk away, is to put yourself first, is to remember the past. again, it's good to be giving and sharing and caring, but you've got to have limits and you've got to have boundaries. And I have had to learn that the hard way myself. The choice, the message of your intuition is what's best for you. And sometimes thinking of what's best for you and choosing yourself feels selfish. But in this situation, Spirit's saying it's not selfish. You know what happened in the past. Remember the past. This time around, choose what is best for you. Be in tune with your body. Be in tune with your spirit. The world, yeah. It's time for a whole new journey. Yes, another page. Page of Cups. And Four of Pentacles. Open up to the new journey. And see, the King is grown, is matured, and represents the end of one journey. And the page is new and fresh and unlearned. And this represents the new path that you're stepping onto. Page of Swords, Page of Cups, Page of Wands. 3 pages plus the Ace of Wands. Okay, that's all about new beginnings. And then you've got 2 cards that speak of endings and completion. 8 of Cups and the World right here. Now, you also, something significant to note is you've got the 5 of Cups, the 5 of Wands, and the 5 of Pentacles. 5s are all about challenges. The challenges that facilitate great change. Okay? So, changes have to be made. And anything that challenges you is pushing you into that change. And that change is for your highest good. You've already learned all you need from the past to navigate what's happening right now. As long as you trust your intuition, you won't go wrong. And don't let the fear of the past repeating keep you stuck. Because again, Spirit says if you make a different choice this time around, you have nothing to fear. And don't be afraid to let go of something, to walk away from something when you know that it no longer fits on you, that you've outgrown it. Purging process. You may be currently experiencing emotional discomfort that is disrupting your inner peace. Wow. See, purging, the walking away, the inner peace. It's like some of you, you're going against yourself. You know what needs to happen here, but there's just so much fear around it. And that's what Spirit brought you to this reading for specifically, is to help you dissolve away that fear. Share your gifts. Get ready to see movement when you choose to share your gifts. Now, this here is more of, some of you are meant to be known, meant to be seen with your natural talents, abilities, gifts, whether creative, artistic, spiritual. There is something about you, some talent, some ability. And you don't need to give it away for free, okay? When we're first learning or we're really trying to perfect a talent, fine, share for free. But there comes a point where you become master and the energy that you're giving and, exerting by sharing your gift, you deserve to be compensated for that. So some of you gotta believe in your natural talents, abilities, and gifts. And it's time to shine and manifest more from it. Spiritual practice. Making time for your spiritual practice will assist you with clearing your mind and restoring your inner peace. So it goes back to inner peace again. And yeah, do a little meditation. Really connect in with your soul and balancing act. You may be putting all of your time and energy into one area and neglecting other areas that need your immediate attention. So also, with this meditation, the spiritual practice, balance your energy and don't be afraid to face anything. Have no fear. Balance your energy. Remember the past. It's time for something to end so something new can begin. And one of my favorite lyrics in a song, it's by Semisonic, and it says, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. And that's the truth. And think of all the beautiful new beginnings that you've had in your life, and the sadness that you feel that some of those beginnings came to an end, right? There's other beginnings that want to start for you that will be just as beautiful, just as magical. Your intuition knows the way. Don't let your fears stop you. All right, so those are your messages. I am sending you lots of love and light. Take care. Hello to everybody who chose card number 2 along with the proselyte. So let's get into this. Is this your intuition that's been speaking to you, or is it your fear that's trying to block you? Let's see, what do we have? Okay, we have the giraffe spirit. See the bigger picture. So with this coming out, this is a combination of both intuition as well as some fear-based energy. There's more to come. There's more information to come. There's more that's going to be revealed. And so your intuition is telling you, hey, pay attention to this. Hey, this is something. But there's like missing gaps. So in your mind, you're trying to fill in those gaps. You're trying to understand what this means. Many of you that chose this are the ones that feel something, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Okay? And this is Spirit saying, yes, your intuition is picking up on something. But before you can act or make a decision, there's more that has to be revealed to you. Okay, it's like you're kind of in the middle. You're not quite to the end of the experience yet. You're in the middle, and I don't feel any danger around you. Okay, with this card coming out, see the bigger picture. This also means things could actually work out in a way that you just really don't anticipate for the good. It doesn't have to be something negative, okay? Right now you feel confused because your intuition is trying to tell you, hey, right now, or this thing, there's something important about this. And that's all the information you need to know right now so that you are alert and you are aware. And from there, that's what your intuition's telling you is be alert, be aware, because there's going to be more information that comes to you that literally answers the question, that literally fills in those gaps. And from there, nothing may even need to be done. All right. But your intuition is saying, pay attention to everything right now. And don't get caught up in your head over analyzing, or it could be this, it could be that. Don't do any of that, because what your intuition is trying to tell you is not of something to come or something to, you're going to need to do this at this time. It's nothing like that. It's trying to tell you, hey, be very alert, open, and aware, very unbiasedly open, alert, and aware, because so much is going to be revealed. And I really, really get that the way this is all going to come into play is actually much more pleasing to you than you feel or you believe in this moment. Stag, trust and thrive. See, that is a very positive message, that paying attention to the details right now isn't necessarily trying to alert you to danger. There's something in these details. There's something in words being said, things you're seeing, different experiences, that there's something in that. Okay, let's see what else. The moon, take note of intuitive messages. Okay, so with this coming through, as more is revealed, you're going to get more intuitive promptings. Okay, and this whole picture is going to emerge before you. And the biggest thing I could tell you at this time is don't let the fear-based energy get you caught up in your head over analyzing, trying to figure out every possible scenario, because I feel you're veering more off on a negative path in that thinking. And what's actually all coming together here feels ultimately very positive for you, for your highest good. And these details, things being said of right now, could benefit you tomorrow or 3 days from now or a week or a month from now. Or these details can actually stimulate and inspire something inside of you. It's different for all of you, as this is a general read. But what your intuition wants is just for you to be very observant, unbiasedly observant of people, of what you're seeing, what you're hearing, even if it seems insignificant or trivial. And then in a moment, just one day, in a very random moment, you are going to have this incredible flash of insight. And with that insight, all the details you've absorbed, you're going to have instant validation. So don't worry, don't panic, don't fear. All is well. So much more is going to be revealed to you, and it will all seem unrelated, maybe even just totally miscellaneous, useless pieces of information. But after you have that flash of insight, all of those pieces just come together and create a whole picture for you. Let's pull some tarot. Okay, right now you are seeking the answer, trying to figure it out. All right, Five of Pentacles. Wow, lots of Pentacles. Oh, and look at this. Five of Cups. Some sadness in the past. Ace of Cups, but we want happiness. But see here, this is in the positive. Here, this is where we're fearing. This is where we're in the negative. And look at that. You're going to be truly surprised at how things really turn out or what this is really all about. But also, this to me is that flash of insight that you are going to have. Six of Swords, the Chariot, Ace of Swords, and the Emperor. Okay, don't be so serious, Spirit is saying. Your outcome is the Emperor, which means everything's going to be just fine, all is well, but don't be so serious. Yes, things in the past. Okay, so this is why you're trying to, go through every possible scenario of what your feeling could mean, because in the past you've had a similar inkling, a similar nudge inside, and maybe you ignored it, all right, and ultimately that nudge you associate with some sort of ominous warning that something bad was going to happen, okay, and it's like, oh, I should have listened, or I just knew this was going to happen, so it's a bad experience. And so now, you're feeling this very similar energy inside, and so that's your really only point of reference, and you don't want to go through that again. You want to protect yourself. You want to make the right decision. You want to be wise. But you are really, this to me is more of like fear-based thinking. And what's to come is going to be very surprising to you, very shocking to you, and it's going to bring you some peace of mind to move forward and see what's around you is success. Yes, you're going to get the truth, and here, landing in the Emperor position, all is well, and you're strong. But in that position also, it's a message of to not be so serious. Everything's going to be okay here. And the flash of insight is coming. I see that with the Ace of Swords. And so the gathering of this information up to that point is really for that flash of insight coincides with the information you're gathering, okay? The flash of insight without that is, again, kind of feels like a loose end, a dead end, like, well, what do I do with this? And then all these random details and pieces of information, same thing. Well, what do I do with this? But them together creates the whole picture for you. And so that's why you feel on edge, anxious, on alert. It's because your intuition is saying just pay attention, not to watch out for something so much, but rather to, absorb different images and words and details for when you have this beautiful flash of insight. Now look at that. You got the Emperor again with the Seven of Cups and the Knight of Cups. See, this is good. This is what this tower is bringing to you, okay? The Emperor that has many options that pleases the heart. So, soon to come are options that you didn't feel were there, ideas that you hadn't thought of previously, and also some restoration, feeling more balanced, more in control after the Tower moment. I really feel this is not bad. It's not negative. Don't think that way. Don't fear that. Interesting. You may be thinking about things of the long ago past and where you're like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done what I did, or I wish I would have said things differently, and for whatever reason, maybe you're fearing like this is some bad karma coming back to you, and that's what you're feeling. It's not that. I'm telling you, your intuition is trying to tell you to pay attention right now. To gather details, to gather information, nothing more. This isn't trying to prevent you from anything or push you towards anything, just really gathering information. Kind of like a recon mission. All right, let's look at this Emperor up here, since the Emperor is showing himself twice. Right, Page of Wands, Three of Swords, and Eight of Wands. Okay, yeah. You are really afraid of the worst possible outcome, worst case scenario, getting really bad news. And that's not what's going to happen. Unexpected offers, opportunities, kind, sweet messages, heartfelt conversations. You know, very interesting. This came through. This is very specific for somebody. What you're observing, what you're gathering now, may seem so insignificant, but later on, there's going to come a moment where you're going to have the information that somebody's trying to hide, or that somebody else needs. That's such an interesting scenario. Eyes, ears open, psychic eyes and ears open, pay attention, absorb. No detail is insignificant. Leave no stone unturned. The universe is giving you information now about something that is going to come to pass in the future. And again, you also are getting this flash of insight, and together it just creates a whole picture or a whole story. And somebody who thought they had something over you or was trying to make you feel a certain way, you might be able to come around and say, well, actually, this is what I know about you. Oh, I'm telling you, there are things that just don't seem related or connected at all, at all, at all. Even take note of different feelings you have just randomly at different times, because it's all being gathered to create one big picture. And whatever this picture is, it's good for you. You don't have anything to worry about. And Spirit doesn't want you to be anxious or worried and overanalyzing in your mind of all these possible scenarios of what this could be. In fact, some of you are going to just laugh when you look back. All right, let's pull some more cards. Reach for the stars. You have barely scratched the surface. You have unlimited potential and you are getting ready to experience this firsthand. Beautiful. Empathic overload. It is time for you to truly honor your highly sensitive nature. Okay, so while you're observing, this might be part of the problem, is you're absorbing a lot of emotional energy from others. Make sure you're shielding your energy right now, okay? Because absorbing the energy of others can really distort and confuse your own perception of a situation. So make sure that you are protecting your energy at this time. There's a lot of, quick meditations on YouTube to do that. And conscious living. Those healthy changes you have been meaning to make are imperative for you now. Okay, so Spirit coming in saying there's something that's been on your mind. Okay, to make some sort of change in your life, and yes, the time is now. And no, you don't need to freak out and think, oh my God, bad things are happening to me, I've been feeling this and that's why I need to make that change. No, it's not that. This is just Spirit saying, yeah, make those changes so that it's not a negative thing in the future. Make those changes now. Reach for the stars. Protect your energy. Know that information is coming to you in any possible way. The universe can move through and speak through anyone, anything, at any time. And so take your notes. All right, so those are your messages. I am sending you lots of love and light. Take care. Hello to everybody who chose the third card with the Lemurian Quartz crystal. Let's get into this. Something feels wrong or off, but you don't know if that's your intuition or your fear speaking. So let's see what Spirit has to say. All right, so we've got the Groundhog Spirit with a message of time to let go. All right, so with this, very interesting. What I'm getting with this is your intuition is speaking, and any fear energy is the fear that you feel because you don't like the message of what your intuition is saying, because it's telling you it's time to let go of something, it's time to walk away from something. It's run its course. There's nothing left in it for you. And that it's not, for some of you, that's the answer that you don't want to hear. And for some of you, it is an acceptable answer, but you just feel very uncomfortable about it. Your intuition is speaking and telling you exactly what needs to happen. But your fear around that is trying to stop you. Oh, Spirit says you know what you got to do. You know what's going on. You are wise. Every one of you that came to card 3, you are wise, you're intuitive, you're empathic, you are on point. Now is a time to trust those inner vibes and not be afraid to follow through on that. You know the truth. And sometimes the truth is a burden, isn't it? And sometimes the truth isn't what we want it to be. But I just keep getting you're too wise. You know, deep, deep inside, if you quieted your mind and truly connected with your spirit, you know the answer. Very, very wise old soul you are. And for some of you, it's almost as though by responding to your intuition, it's teaching another some aspect of a soul lesson that they're working through. All right, let's pull more cards. Oh, wow, Moon, take note of intuitive messages. And you know, this card has come out for all three readings. Very different message with each of the three readings, so just know that. But look at that. Take note of intuitive messages. You know. You're too wise. You're too evolved, Arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. All right, see how it's time, how it says it's time to let go. Whatever this is about, it's clearly causing you harm, negative energy, lower vibrations. I feel this is attached to more of a toxic situation. And man, I have to just keep clearing my throat constantly through this third reading. And that is so synchronistic of your own inner voice not being heard, okay? This could even be where you've had this sense, this feeling about something, but you've kind of just been looking the other way. You know, here's an example that just popped in my head. There was a time in my life where somebody I cared deeply about was showing all the signs of, you know, being addicted to a substance. But still trying to hide it very, very well. But, you know, there were just certain things, right? And I just felt it. I felt it. And that's why I started noticing the little things. And I knew the truth inside, but I didn't want that to be the reality of things. And of course, that was the reality of things. And so I'm not saying that's like your exact situation, but it's almost like a denial I'm feeling. And I understand it because I've absolutely been there before. And even, you know, in a very long-term relationship I was in, I never thought my partner would cheat on me, but there definitely came a time at the end where I felt it. I knew it. But again, I didn't want to look at that truth, that reality of things. And I'm not saying that's what's going on here. It's just another example. That's what I feel for you guys in this third card is you are too wise not to know. You're very evolved. You're spiritually sensitive. You're empathic. And what your intuition is telling you, it feels burdensome because it's like, why does that have to be what this is? Why does that have to be what's going on? It just brings a lot of sadness to you. And I'm sorry, I always like to give very, very positive messages, but I want to bring you the truth. And the truth is, your intuition is telling you already. And you may even have come to this reading and picked this pile in hopes of the message would be, oh, it's just you're just being afraid. It's just fear-based energy. You guys are actually the only pile where I'm like, nope, your intuition is speaking to you. And if there's any fear here, it's the fear of your intuition being correct rather than fear-based energies distorting the perception of what's really going on and what you're feeling intuitively. Wow. And again, I just feel like you guys are too wise, too evolved. Nothing gets past you if you don't want it to. And again, how much I've had to clear my throat. Things need to be said. Alright, yeah, it's time to go into contemplation mode. Six of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, Six of Swords, the Chariot, Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, wow, the Lovers, Eight of Pentacles, and the Empress. Okay, right now it is time for contemplation mode, and this is spiritual contemplation. You really do need to quiet your mind. Okay, with this Queen of Swords in this position. In this position, you know, it's time for communication and all of that. But in this position, it's time to go within and really commune with your soul. And also, in saying that any fear-based energy is you not wanting your intuition to be right. This card, you know, in this position, the way forward is very clear. Things are smooth. Things are flowing. In this position, there's defense. Okay, there's shadow. And this is the card that represents you. And at the base, see, it's, I just want this to be fear. I don't want this to be my intuition. But see, you are right. Your intuition is speaking. And by following through on it and accepting what it's telling you, it's going to leave you in this position of the Empress, which is you feeling strong, abundant, and stable. Everything working out okay for you. In fact, again, walking away from something is truly in your highest good here. This could be a job situation. This could be a relationship. This could be a family situation. This could be with somebody who you really look up to and admire, with this Emperor being here. But also, see, like this King and Queen, or I'm sorry, this Queen and this Emperor, they're both in contemplation mode. And that's what you need to do. And this is more of connecting with your soul, not analyzing in your mind or considering the various emotions of your heart. Really going in with your soul so you can see how a situation or a relationship is controlling you and may not be the best for you. Or it could be a very toxic person. But you know the truth within because your intuition is just so on point. And you know, if you are feeling something intuitively about somebody you know and the situation they're involved in, and you've tried and tried and tried to help them, here is Spirit validating that you're 100% right about that situation, but you've got to let it go and perhaps let this person go because they're just not in a space to hear the truth right now. And that could be why you're defensive, okay, is because what you're feeling, what you know, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear that truth. And if that's the case, then you've got to let it go because they won't be able to receive that truth until they're ready. And what you're feeling intuitively there, Spirit is validating you and saying you're absolutely right. Right, Four of Cups, Two of Wands. And see, look at that contemplation, because your intuition is right. It's the Four of Cups is like blended pleasure. Something good does come, but there's also a sense of sadness, of disappointment. And see, that's the decision that you've got to make here, is listening to your intuition and kind of letting something go. You walking away. All right, because the first card out, time to let go, and then the Eight of Cups, making the decision to walk away because something just isn't working. It's not in balance. It brings you, more sadness, more disappointment than happiness. Or somebody just won't hear you, won't listen to you. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and Ten of Cups. Yep, see, you got to walk away. You got to let something go here. In doing so, it brings you happiness. It really does. You're going to be okay. Follow your intuition and what it's telling you, because it's accurate. And if this involves somebody else, again, where you're trying to help them, you're trying to warn them or tell them the truth of their own situation and they don't want to hear it, it's time for you just to take a step back and pull your energy back for a while, because they'll come into the truth on their own eventually, right? And they'll come back to you and say, wow, you were 1,000% right about that. I'm sorry. But don't let anybody try to mislead you by manipulating you, by lying. None of it. Your spirit, your soul knows the whole truth of all of this, which means you do, and at some level. And contemplate with your soul. And you'll just know, you'll come into a place of peace. And if you feel that something is detrimental, isn't in your highest good, you're absolutely right. And you need to protect yourself. You need to protect your energy. All right, let's pull some more cards. Wow, this one wanted to come out. Untapped inner power. You are getting ready to experience great power from within yourself. Wow. That's pretty synchronistic, with this message that's coming out about your intuition being on point and really trusting you and following through on that and letting go and walking away from whatever, this is for you personally. All right, this one wants to come out too. Beacon of light. You are a leader, teacher, and mentor for many people around you. And that means following through on what is right inside of you, even if it does make somebody mad. Boon. Heaven is rushing in and showering you with blessings, opening your heart to receive. Yeah. See, following your intuition is leading you to the golden path, you to harmony, you to abundance, you to happiness. Collaboration. Say yes to the exciting new opportunities and partnerships that are on their way to you now. Anything that you've got to let go of, new is going to come in. and bumpy ride. Don't be afraid to make a change. Regardless of how hard you perceive it to be, it can be fun if you allow it and let go of the resistance to it. And that is this letting go, this walking away. Oh my gosh, Spirit is saying your intuition is telling you what it is, because it's walking away from this or letting go of this is leading you to abundance, is leading you into that Empress energy. And also by you really being true to yourself, somebody around you is going to be inspired by that. Even if it's the person, you know, where you're like, no, I know you're lying to me, this is crap, whatever. By you just being so solid and true and knowing within yourself, it actually teaches that other person involved something. It inspires them and is going to make them realize there are people in this world that can, you know, see right through them. So don't underestimate the importance and value of this entire experience for you and anybody else involved. Just be true to you, listen to that intuition, and follow what your intuition is telling you to do, which we just keep getting validated. Six of Swords, the Chariot, the Eight of Cups, plus the opening card. It's time to let go. It's time to walk away from something. Even if you are fearing it, it's going to turn out better than you anticipate. And Spirit's really encouraging you and confirming your intuition is what's speaking to you right now, not your fear. Your fear is trying to keep you where you're at, but your intuition is trying to tell you to go. All right, so those are your messages. I am sending you lots of love and light. Take care.